Hello and welcome to Festive Sentimeter. I'm Parikshit Luthara. As consumers loosen their purse strings this festive season, companies across sectors, including auto, electronics, hotels and real estate, are feeling elated. Let's start with how the smartphone sales performed. There was a very strong demand for premium smartphones during the festive season. iPhone sales crossed 1.5 million units during the first week of the festive sales for the first time. Smartphone sales grew 8% in volumes and 25% in value terms between the 8th and 15th of October. So which phones are people really buying? The strongest demand was for Samsung, Xiaomi and Apple phones. Premium smartphone sales doubled across online channels. On Flipkart, smartphone sales grew 50% year-on-year, driven by iPhone 14 and Galaxy S21 FE. On Amazon, smartphone sales grew 200%, driven by iPhone 13 and Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. Auto sales, if we speak about them, they were largely flat during the Navratri period. But on the whole, the sector has grown 20% year-on-year since Onam, with 7 lakh cars sold. And by Bhai Dooj next month, we could see at least 10 lakh cars sold in the industry. So this is a good period for the automobile industry as well. The highest demand in the auto sector was for SUVs, MPVs, premium hatchbacks and entry-level sedans as well. Now, demand in the first half of FY24 for the hotel industry will be actually double-digit revenue growth. Now, this is because pan-India premium hotel occupancy is at 70 to 72%. Hotel occupancy is expected to be at decadal highs this fiscal. Domestic leisure travel, meetings, conferences, G20, World Cup and increase in foreign tourist arrivals has contributed to this growth for the hotel industry. Now to the property sector. There's robust growth in real estate leasing. Residential sales have seen a 5% year-on-year increase in the first 9 months of 2023. Home sales exceeded 2.3 lakh units in the first 9 months of this year. Sales and new launches could reach a decadal high and exceed the 3 lakh mark in 2023. So that was a quick snapshot of this year's festive sales. Joining me now is Shilpi Jain, Senior Analyst at Counterpoint Research, and Abhinav Joshi, Head of Research of India, Middle East and North Africa at CBRE. Shilpi, let me come to you first. Give us a sense of how smartphone sales have grown in the last 72 days compared to last year. Hi, Shilpi. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Shilpi, could you give us a sense of how smartphone sales have grown during the last 72 days of the festive season?
Yeah. So this year festive season sales started from 8th October. And what we witnessed that during first week of the sale recorded 8% Y-on-Y growth in volumes and 25% growth in value. So the consumer sentiment, which was low throughout the year in terms of demand, we witnessed it in smartphone sales. It is back in terms of electronics and not just smartphones, but TV, accessories and other electronic appliances also witnessed significant growth during this period.
Right. Shilpi, what about the remaining period of the festive season? We still have time till Bhai Dooj, another 20 days or so. What kind of growth do you expect in smartphone sales in consumer electronics?
Yeah, so the first week of sales was almost online, since 70% of the sales is from online. And then we, like every year, we saw uptake in offline market after that first week of sale. So we observed that the 15th October, which was the starting of Navratri period, and it was also the last day of online sales of first iteration of sale. So the online traffic was maximum on that day. Plus, during Navratri, we are hearing from the LFRs, multi-brand stores, that they saw huge uptick in demand in consumer footfalls during Navratri period, especially on the last day of Navratri and Dashera. So we believe that online sales will be stable during this period. However, there is still a period of 10 to 15 days where offline will be seeing growth, and then it will be demand will decline post that.
Okay, so you expect growth in offline sales, in brick and mortar stores, in company outlets over the next 20 days or so, and after that the demand could go down. Abhinav Joshi, coming to you, when it comes to residential property purchases during Navratri or the last 72 days starting Onam, have you seen an overall uptake across the country? Any key geographies you'd like to talk about?
Well, yes, Parikshit, Navratri is considered to be an extremely auspicious occasion for people to buy properties. At the same time, we also see the developer community becomes very active at this point in time. So these 40, 50 days are the ones where we actually see maximum number of launches and really robust sales. So in the first, I would say 8 to 10 days, we've seen about at least a 10 to 15% jump on an average in sales across markets. It could be different between different markets, but typically West is doing really well. Mumbai, Pune, a record number of both sales as well as registrations. Bangalore is also seeing a lot of surge. We're seeing surge in Gurgaon. We're seeing surge in parts of Hyderabad. So primarily the tier 1 markets are doing well, and the larger developers who've delivered quality products in the past, who have a good reputation and a profile in the market, they are attracting a lot of interest from buyers.
Right. And what about demand? Considering there is a huge consumer demand right now, Amazon, Flipkart, e-commerce giants are seeing record sales. What's the demand from the warehousing and the logistics sector?
Well, the warehousing and the logistics sector, similar to residential, Q4 is extremely important for them because e-commerce is one of the biggest demand drivers for modern warehousing in India. And the fourth quarter, we see a lot of festive sales via the online or the omni-channel route. So what we've seen is that in anticipation of the demand, a number of these larger e-commerce players and third-party logistic firms, they've already leased spaces in some quality warehouses. So in terms of surge, if you've seen on an average 7 to 9 million square feet of space getting leased every quarter in the first 9 months of the year, that figure could actually jump to 10 million square feet and above, which would be easily a jump of another 15, 20%. And that's the kind of jump we see, towards the end of the year every year.
Right. Shilpi, coming back to you, according to Counterpoint, we have seen at least 1.5 million iPhones being sold during this period. Have we been able to map out the kind of customers going for these big ticket purchases?
Yeah, so you're right. We have seen more than 1.5 million iPhones sold during the first week of the festive season sale. So we are seeing, due to this availability of financing schemes and no cost AMIs, it has made it possible for a wider section of society to afford these premium devices. So now, iPhones are offering, Apple is offering no cost AMIs with zero down payment with EMIs for up to 2 years, which means any middle class or any person can buy an iPhone with just paying 2,500 or 2,600 rupees per month. So and Apple is a loved brand in India. We have seen craze of the brand among youth and across all sections of society. Since price was a hindrance earlier, but due to this availability of schemes, now people are able to afford it. And that's why we are seeing record sales of iPhones in the country.
Right. Abhinav, returning to you and speaking about the real estate sector once again, how will the next 20 days be? This is also an auspicious period. You've got Dhanteras, you've got Diwali, you've got Bhai Dooj. Are you expecting a continued uptick in residential sales, in property sales across sectors?
Yes, of course, without doubt. As I said, the fourth quarter and, typically this 40 to 50-day period is extremely strong, and we have enough evidence to prove in the last couple of years. We expect the next 15 to 20 days or up to 25 days to see a number of new project launches by developers, both tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 developers across the country, and home buyers, not just home buyers, but also investors selectively looking at not just apartment housing, but also plotted developments and all kinds of mixed-use formats which might come into the market. So we can expect a jump because a lot of pen-sitters who in the first 3 quarters of the year won't have taken a decision, they typically wait for this Diwali season, this auspicious occasion to finally take a call and deploy their capital. And also the fact over and above that is, RBI has, has been holding the interest rates for the last at least 4 monetary policy reviews, include the most recent ones. So I believe, this will further propel demand and we'll see a very strong foot.
All right. Shilpi and Abhinav, thank you very much for joining us on Festive Sentimeter, giving us your view on the consumer electronics and the real estate sector, how this has grown during the 72-day period, and what about the next 15 to 20 days as well. We're taking a short break here on the program, but coming up, festive buying has brought cheer for car makers like Maruti Suzuki. The company sold 1 lakh cars during Navratri. A conversation with Senior Executive Director of Marketing and Sales at Maruti Suzuki, Shashank Srivastav, when we're back.